After the official end of the Civil War in the spring of 1865, President Lincoln was tasked with rebuilding the country and sewing the wounds of the divided nation. A few days before his real death on April 14, 1865, Lincoln had a premonition of his death to an assassin. Lincoln recalled the dream to his wife, Mary Todd. The Civil War took a large toll on Lincoln, and he aged very quickly during the war. The Lincolns decided to attend a play at Ford's Theater several days later. The trip was intended to give Lincoln some time away from the stress and anxiety.
Mary, I had a dream last night that I was going to die. I wrote it down. About 10 days ago, I retired very late. I had been up waiting for important dispatches from the front. I could not have been long in bed when I fell into a slumber, for I was weary and I soon began to dream. There seemed to be a death-like stillness about me. Then I heard subdued sobs as if a number of people were weeping. I thought I left my bed and wandered downstairs. There the silence was broken by the same pitiful sobbing, but the mourners were invisible. I went from room to room. No living person was in sight, but the same mournful sound of distress met me as I passed along. I saw light in all the rooms. Every object was familiar to me, but where were all the people who were grieving as if their hearts would break? I was puzzled and alarmed. What could be the meaning of all this? Determined to find the cause of a state of things so mysterious and so shocking, I kept on until I arrived at the east room, which I entered. There I met with a sickening surprise. Before me was a catafalque on which rested a corpse wrapped in funeral vestments. Around it were stationed soldiers who were acting as guards, and there was a throng of people gazing mournfully upon the corpse, whose face was covered, others weeping pitifully. Who is dead in the White House? I demanded of one of the soldiers. The president, was his answer. He was killed by an assassin. Then came a loud burst of grief from the crowd, which woke me from my dream. I slept no more that night, and although it was only a dream, I have strangely annoyed by it ever since.
Oh, A, don't be silly. You're not gonna die. It was just a dream.
John Wilkes Booth, an actor with strong ties to the South, came up with a desperate plan to save the Confederacy even after it collapsed. Booth intended on murdering Lincoln at Ford's Theater during the performance of Our American Cousin. Ford's Theater has been the previous site of one of Booth's performances. Booth also got his friends George Atzerodt, David Harold, and Lewis Powell to carry out the murders of Vice President Andrew Johnston and Secretary of State William H. Seward.
What role do you want to play, George?
I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to kill that Southern traitor Johnston.
Good, yes, and I do not want to murder anyone, but I will help in your escape, Booth.
Good, and settlement. Lincoln and Company shall that. Something needs to be done. Lincoln's trying to abolish slavery, and the South is going up in flames.
I completely agree. May I suggest killing William Seward? I'll take care of that.
On the night of April 14, 1865, Booth made his way up to the private box. President Lincoln, Mary Todd Lincoln, and Army officer Henry Rathbone and his fiancée Clara Harris were sitting, and Booth shot Lincoln in the back of the head. Rathbone then rushed Booth, but Booth impaled him with a knife in the shoulder, and Booth then jumped on stage and exclaimed, "Sic Semper Tyrannis," which is the Virginia state motto. The jump broke Booth's leg, but he managed to escape, Washington on horseback with the help of David Harold.
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Mary Todd, I don't think your husband's gonna make it.
Oh no.
President's dead. I'm sorry.
Oh, my poor husband. Oh, no. Abe, no.
On April 26, Union troops surrounded a barn in Virginia and planned on taking Booth and Harold alive. Booth and Harold refused to leave, so the soldiers set the barn ablaze, and Harold finally complied, but Booth stayed. A young soldier recalled seeing Booth raise his gun in the barn through a small hole, so he shot Booth in the back of the neck.
We have you surrounded.
Booth, this isn't good. We need to leave.
Harold, you're a coward. Go ahead and get out.
Booth, come out. You traitor, we have the barn surrounded. We're gonna light it on fire.
No, I'm not leaving. I did it for the good of the country.